Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993, and today I'll be discussing about another best weapon for the Valkyrie types. Okay, so today's Valkyrie I am going to talk about is Olenyevas twins. Okay, so these two are released on the same day, and they are twins. Even though they are released on the same day, I got uh, Lilia easily, but I had to wait a lot of time to get Rosalia because Rosalia was a bit premium, not extreme premium. So as a result, I had to get her later. Anyway, both of them are actually physical damage dealer. Okay, this one is mecha, this one is psychic, but yet both of them are physical damage dealer. This one, however, is capable of doing gather. Gather is the ability where the character is capable of pulling enemies in a certain place to attack them properly, and this one has a little bit of freeze damage. Okay, basically the freeze is a sub skill here. So anyway, let's go to the weapon section and talk about from there. Now about Murata Himeko. Okay, let's see about Murata Himeko and about these two characters as well. They both have the same weapon type. It is called two-handed weapon, or also called a claymore in Genshin Impact, that is. So this is the weapon you will get by default. It is not a good weapon because it has only attack and critical, and the attack and critical are extremely low. So instead, if you are a beginner, then try to get a Fusion Sword X or this one. It is called Hybrid Type 16, or this one Hybrid Type 27. Now, all of these are physical damage dealing weapon. So, if you do try to get any of these, whichever is possible, then do get it, because these two is also not good because they do not have weapon skill. These two have weapon skill. So, for a beginner, do remember one thing: any weapon that has weapon skill is going to be far better than any weapon which do not have any weapon skill. Okay. So once you go through that line, then on the 4-star level, you are congratulated by me. Why is that? Because right now you are capable of grinding a higher quality weapon, which is capable of needing to do a lot of grinding, and without those proper grinding, getting these tools is not that much possible. Okay. So anyway, let's start with the types again. These are one of those things where I always say in this type of video that the 4-star weapons are actually not good enough. Yes, I have seen all of their categories, and I'm gonna say this again: these weapons are not good enough because weapon skill is not that much good, and attack and critical are extremely low. Based on a 5-star weapon, that is, this is extremely low. So, but let's say you have to go through the intermediate stage, right? Then just select any of the two weapon and then try to go to the advanced level, and eventually you will appreciate that you didn't upgrade most of this weapon, because most of this weapon, even though if you upgrade it, this will not come in handy. Okay, that much bad these weapons are. But let's say you want to still play it because you are an intermediate player, then it goes like this. Because the Olen Yevas twins are, both of them are physical damage dealer, just look for any weapon that is capable of doing physical damage. For example, this is a no because it is has ice damage. Yep, but this one might be good on uh Lilia. Okay, because Lilia is capable of doing both physical and ice. or freeze damage. So based on that, if you were to equip this on Lilia, then it will perform better. This one is only good on Rosalia. This one is good on neither of them because neither of them are capable of doing lightning damage. Okay, so no, both uh, Rosalia and Lilia, and this one is for both Rosalia and Lilia. Okay, this one does fire damage, so no. This one does physical damage, so both for Lilia and Rosalia. This one does the same for good for Rosalia and Lilia. Again, Rosalia and Lilia, and again Rosalia and Lilia. This one does fire damage, so this is no. And this one does physical damage, so this is yes. So basically speaking, that's how it goes. Any of the weapon which is capable of doing fire damage or lightning damage, do not equip it on them. Only see if those weapons are ice damage dealing or are the physical damage dealing weapons. Okay, if they are physical or ice damage dealing weapon, then they are capable of doing much greater damage than weapons that doesn't have any physical or ice damage related stuff. Okay, so once you are uh, have become a top level captain, that is in this game, then you will eventually go to this 5-star weapon category. And the reason I said that, because at this point you will not be afraid of using any of the crystals on your character's weapons. So eventually what will happen is you are congratulated for being an advanced player. Now remember, an advanced player is only capable, in my theory, that is, you are an advanced player when you get a 5-star or a 6-star weapon, because they are hard to grind and the chances of getting them is also low. So anyway, first of all, let's talk about the signature weapon. This is for Lilia. It is capable of doing physical damage, a lot of physical damage. And this one also carries 2 charge, okay, 2 triggers or 2 charge. And this one is called Sleeping Beauty. The Sleeping Beauty is for Rosalia, okay. So Rosalia is the pink one, that is. So for Rosalia, this is the best weapon, as it is shown here, bottle of cherry, or also called Rosalia. So based on that, this is their main signature weapon. And other than that, if you do get any physical damage dealing weapon, do give it to them, because physical damage dealing weapon are far superior than a lightning or fire damage dealing weapon. And also remember that Lilia is capable of doing ice damage. So if you were to give her this weapon, then Lilia will probably have good use for it as well, because as I have told you, Lilia is also capable of doing ice damage, but not based on her. It's just good for Lilia character. Okay. Now I'm not gonna talk about other weapons, because most of these other weapons were actually main signature weapon for Himeko. So because of that, I'm gonna say skip this because it's not worth it. As you can see, this is another method you can use. Just click on the weapon and to see which star level it is. But this is gonna be extremely hard for you, even if you become an advanced player, because it took me another 1 year to fully understand that what does this star mean. Basically speaking, if you knew which character came before and after and which weapon were their signature weapon, only then you will be able to understand what does this best mean. Okay, other than that, if you try to get a new weapon without knowing their background, you will probably think, "Oh, what is the benefit of it? There is no benefit." Well, that is the case. There is no benefit of it, because you do not know which character weapons is gonna be the best weapon on which other character. Okay, so based on that, I'm gonna say if you are a 5-star level at the moment, or if you got any 5-star weapon at the moment, just give them their own signature weapon. Or if you have any other physical damage dealing weapon, just give it to them, because it will be far superior than giving them a useless weapon. So anyway, once you go to the 6-star level, then you will see that there are three claymore or two-handed weapon. One of them is called Surtur, one of them is called Uriel, and another one of is called Sleeper's Dream. Now, if you have the twins, Lilia and Rosalia, then the best 6-star weapon for them is this one, because this is capable of doing large quantity of physical damage, so much so that I often use the let's see, Rosalia character. I often use the Rosalia character to defeat my enemies who are extremely high in shield endurance. Okay, so for any uh, mecha enemies who are capable of doing extremely shield defense related issue, I just use this weapon and Rosalia on them. So eventually what happens is they get defeated extremely fast. Otherwise, defeating those physical uh, enemies or enemies who are weak against physical damage, if I use any other method, it doesn't work. So this is the best weapon for both Lilia and Rosalia. Rather, I'm gonna say that if you have this weapon, do give it to both of them, because both of them are gonna make extreme good use of this weapon. I already have this. As you can see, it is colored, basically means I already have this. So in that regard, I always suggest go for this one. Now, as I've already shown here, you guys, that what is their own signature weapon. Okay, for this one, Swan Lake, and for this one, the Slipper Stream. Okay, this is their main signature weapon. But eventually, you can also make Slipper Stream out of Swan Lake. So if you do make that, it is far better than having a 5-star weapon. In that case, if you have one weapon lacking, then do give this one any of the physical damage dealing weapon. So in that regard, I do suggest that any weapon that is available, even if they are a fire damage dealing weapon, just give it to her. This is an example I'm showing you, because giving her a good quality weapon is better than not giving her any type of weapon at all. Okay, so this is my recommendation of the weapon. Now, in case if you are wondering of which type of weapon you can grind, then definitely there is this sports option which is now available, but it wasn't available at the beginning of the games. Okay, now let's select weapons by Valkyrie type. Okay, so this is the Valkyrie type, and let's see what is possible. Now, as I have already told you, in order to get this weapon, you either need Sleeper Stream or something. Uh, you either need something Sleeper Stream 5-star form, whatever it is called, or the Swan Lake in order to make this. So, making this is not possible at the beginning, and this one is also not possible at the beginning, because I got this weapon because I had some cards. Okay, those weapon cards. So I had 10 of them. I did one pull and I got this. So that is how basically I got this. So these two weapon, even though they are the best quality, is not actually possible to get at the beginning. But do remember that this is the main weapon for the Mortal of Cherry, that is. And if you do not have this weapon, then go to this any of these two, because these two weapons are capable of doing a good quality damage, because I know I have used it. And in case of this one needs many other material to craft. So if you try to craft a weapon which is like this one, it's gonna take you a huge quantity of time to make, because you need this weapon. I mean, basically what I am trying to say that in order to make this weapon, you have to sacrifice many other weapons, which if you are a collector, that is, then it will be a bad usage. But if you try to get these two, that is, which is basically needs about 150 anti-entropy core, which is easily to get, which is very easy to get, then do get any of these two weapons, because they will become handy, because both of them are physical damage dealing weapon, and both are capable of doing good quality damage if equipped on the Molotov cherry or the Rosalia character, that is. Okay, so this is one of them. Okay, this is my recommendation. Go for these two if you are new to being advanced, and if you are an advanced player, that is, then go for this one, sleeper stream. Okay, so this is point number one. Now let's talk about another one, which is called Lilia. Now, Lilia, where is Lilia? Okay, here it is. Blueberry Blips are also called Lilia. For her, it is the same topic. This weapon is far better on her than this one, but if you do get it, use it, no problem. And for these two, if you want to get something at the very beginning, then try to get these two, because these two are highly grindable or easily grindable. Okay, so based on this, I'm gonna say these are the two category which you should try to get when you immediately get your 5-star weapon, that is. And once you stay at the advance, then eventually you will be getting this two or these three. Okay, so this is will be my guide for today.